Hey everybody, working on my 2001 Ford Mustang GT. It's a 462 valve, and it's got one of the ancient Kenne Bell 1.7 twin screw superchargers on it. Over time, I've been getting a little more noise out of it, just like squeals and chirps when you start the car up, or sometimes under wide open throttle. And so last year, I ended up throwing a new belt on it, and that did not seem to cure my issue. I mean, the old belt did have some cracks in it, and it definitely seen better days. So again, cheap insurance, throw that on there. Hopefully that would take care of it. It did not. So I had heard quite a long time ago that the idler pulleys that come with the Kenne Bell kit essentially right out of the box are junk. At least that's some of the opinions of some of the guys on the forums over the years I've read. So I figured that has to be my issue, or at least I'm hoping so. And even if not, kit's been on the car since I think 2006. I got it maybe a month before Kenne Bell released the 2.1 replacement supercharger kit that they ended up for these things. But anyway, it's been on there that long, and it's 2022, and the car's been, let's see, it's got 55,000 miles on it now. So it's probably, again, cheap insurance, replace these things and see if that clears up my issue. The way things are nowadays, typically you can just hop on Google and enter some info, and boom, you have an answer in about 30 seconds. And this is one it seemed like I was having a hard time kind of getting a straightforward answer right away. So I thought I'd make a video so you guys could see it, and if I could help anybody out along the way, that'd be great. So, like I said, trying to find these things, it took me a while. But when I started hashing through some of the forums and stuff, I found a couple of guys had mentioned that Gates, I believe, made... Let's see, what was it? Yeah, Gates has the T41002. And I started looking those online, found them, and yeah, they were a little bit pricey for me, and I just thought I wanted to see if there was anything else, any other alternatives out there besides just the Gates. And I wanted to make sure that it was the correct one. The guy that I'd found talking about it on the forums, he was doing work on a 2-valve 2.1 blower. So I figured they'd be the same, but you never know. When you come out with a new kit, maybe they would change something around. So I decided to give Kenne Bell a call and just call the tech line. I hadn't talked to them in years anyway. So I'll give them a call and see if I can scratch some of their heads, pick their brains a little bit, and see if they know the answer to such an ancient question. And friendly as could be, and the guy ended up giving me, he said, yeah, I've got a Dayco for that. You can try and cross-reference. And that was the 84086. And I know Kenne Bell does also have them. You can buy them there, but Kenne Bell tax on that stuff is atrocious, so I was kind of trying to avoid that. It's kind of part of the whole reason I was doing it the way I was doing it, instead of just calling them right from the get-go. But as you can see, there's plenty of interchangeable ones for it. I mean, they're probably all the same in the sense that they're probably just all getting pumped out from the same place and getting rebadged, like the CarQuest and the Duralast, stuff like that. But the application, they were like late 90s, mid 2000s, or early mid 2000s. A lot of Chrysler products, a couple of Mitsubishis in there. But they have, quite an array of numbers. They're all pretty much the same thing. And yes, these are a 62 by 35, and there's basically a bunch of the different codes from some of the different manufacturers for that bearing, or for that pulley, I'm sorry. And so I thought you'd see that one. Kind of give you guys a chance, if you want to stop and screenshot it all, you can kind of go from there. And again, that was Gates that I found originally for it, which would have been just fine. And there's the Dayco that I ended up going with. So as far as that was, I ended up finding these online. Of course, immediately once you know how much Kenne Bell is going to charge you for them. And these are readily available at most of your local parts stores, your O'Reilly's, Advanced, AutoZone. They've all got one or something similar to it. Again, one of those different brands, if anything. But they were running somewhere, I don't know, around 35 a piece, give or take. And so I decided to dig in. Kenne Bell wanted 2 or 3 times that much. And I ended up finding these on eBay from a place called Grand Tex Auto Parts. And they're out of Needville, Texas. And they had these things, I think, for like 18 bucks and free shipping, 3-day free shipping. Like, okay. So ended up going with that and started digging into it. They showed up the other day. And, you know, as I said, I started looking at these ones that are on here. Now, granted, I don't, you know, I'm mechanically able and inclined. I am competent enough to do basic maintenance on the cars and take care of the house. I am no mechanic by any means. Will never try to tell you that I am. But you could tell just from pulling it off the car, you know, they'd still give you kind of a spin, but they just, you know, really seem to kind of have a slow stick to them. And I know when I was talking to the guy, I was thinking more it was going to be reminiscent, kind of like an old school, like a Fat Boy skate wheel, you know, on a skateboard, and they would just spin endlessly. Well, when I pulled this one off, you know, you could hear, you know, like I said, that is, what I'm going to assume is just, you know, that there is probably not a lick of grease left in the bearings in that. So, yeah, I'm going to assume that thing is absolutely shot. I did throw one of the new ones on, and get a little bit more light in there. I did end up throwing a new one on there. That's the one on the left there. And honestly, I wasn't really expecting that, but the fact is they don't really spin any more freely. They barely spin at all, to be honest. But you can tell that it is nice and solid. There is no, you know, there's no sounds to it. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that that is very much not good, and this is very much the way they're supposed to be. Both of them came out of their boxes like that, and I'm going to assume that's right. But when I came to these things, you know, making sure that they were the right one, even there's like a number inside there. You can see there's some of it in there on both sides. It is exactly the same one on both parts. So that's what I ended up doing. So I took one, threw it on. I'm going to get ready to do the other one there. And hopefully we will be all set. But just wanted to get the video out there, mostly just again for, you know, for understanding which part it is. Anybody out there who may have one of these ancient Kenne Bells and doesn't know anything about these pulleys, or, you know, hasn't called the tech line, that is it right there. It's either Gates T41002 or Dayco's got the 84086. And like I said, there's a bunch more out there to go with it. Can't remember some of the other brand names, but it's a 6235. They're pretty much all the same. So, but that is it, guys. So let's get this last one slapped on the car, throw the belt back on it, and hopefully we are in business. If you guys got any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments, and I will try to get back to you guys. So there you go. An ancient Kenne Bell, hopefully back on the road pretty quick. Have a good day, guys.